Welcome back, YouTube, for another quick movie review. Today we are going to talk about the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die. Watched that 2 weeks ago on opening weekend. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be, but it still wasn't good. To start off, James Bond, played by Daniel Craig, is his last outing as Bond. And this one, he was on retirement. He was shacked up with the girl from the last movie, the French girl. I think that was Blofeld's daughter, right? Or whatever it was. And then is that what it was? I guess so. But or not Blofeld's daughter, but Mr. White's daughter. Yeah, but worked for Blofeld. Yeah, but so that's where that starts off, and then he thinks he gets betrayed by her at the beginning of the movie, and then he goes back, runs off, and then fast forward how many years later, it's a bioweapon a mad scientist that makes a bioweapon, gets hijacked by, we think, Spectre. He gets taken in. Spectre wants to use his bioweapon. It's Blofeld running the show the whole time from his jail cell. You find out, and it's all just dumb. But it goes on from there. You find out it's a double cross by another bad guy. That's when the Russian guy comes in, played by I can't think of his name, the guy from Mr. Robot. But he's just a bland bad guy. But anyways, goes on from there. Basically, the whole movie's them tracking down to stop this nanotech bioweapon from wiping out the world, which is the Rami Malek. That's his name, right? Rami Malek or something like that. Well, he's the bad guy. He's the one pulling the strings the whole time. We find out Bond has a daughter. Oh, I should have told you the spoilers in this movie or in this review. We find out Bond has a daughter from the French chick. She was hiding when they were separated between, early in the beginning of the movie. But that's later on in the movie. But other than that, the cinematography in this movie is good. Sounds good. Looked good in the IMAX. That's not the issue. The acting was good. It was the characters and the story. Horrible. Plot's horrible. They bring in that, I can't think of her name. She takes over I can't even think of her name. She takes over as the new 007. She doesn't so she probably is the best of the best, right? Supposedly in this movie, right? And she becomes 007, which would be like, hey, you're taking over 007. That means you beat everybody out, right? But her character doesn't seem like she's all that good, as far as good at spy stuff. So that's the part that threw me off. Of the movie. They should have had her doing a lot more cool stuff to me, to show oh wow, yeah, she really is a predecessor for 007, right? She earned it. She doesn't really give up that vibe in the movie, the character. It wasn't as bad as I thought. As far as some of their banter was pretty cool, but then she just disappears for a lot of sections of the movie, which was I'm guessing they edited that out, because I heard there was a lot of political stuff they pushed in this movie, and I think they edited some of it out, so, which is probably good, because that stuff, I'm just sick of it, all the political messages in movies. But so that goes with that. They get chased down. Bond finds out he has a daughter. Whatever. The bad guys show up, kidnap the girl, his love interest in the daughter, the bad guy, the Rami Malek guy. Then they find out that he's going to launch these rockets that have all the nanotech to wipe out the world. And then you get in there to the island fortress, which supposedly none of the governments know there's anything going on out there in between Japan and Russia. Okay. That didn't make any sense to me. And then action, boring, whatever. There's a little bit of woke nonsense in there. And then at the end, they kill the bad guy. They get the rockets in there and blow up the nanotech missiles before they can launch. And then Bond gets infected. So he meets Rami Malek at the end and shoots him a couple times because he didn't run away. And then he shoots him and infects him with some like blood activation serum that basically the nanotech, if you get it on you, you always have it on you. The nanobots. But if they have a certain blood or a certain genetic code, they'll attack that person. So basically he affects them with the blood of or basically a serum of the daughter and the whatever, the love interest, the wife, or they're not married. So he can never go near them again. So he's like dying. He's like, oh God. So he goes up there, sacrifices himself, and he gets blown up by the rockets at the end of the movie. He's so stupid. Bond. So Bond dies in a stupid way. And they're stupid because he could have got off, right? And then still put me in a isolation area or away from them, and then work on it. Like, even though they don't what's a Q, the guy who makes the inventions, they freaking really went for broke on his character in this movie too. It's so cringe. There's a lot of cringeness in this movie that just ruins it. Another aspect. But anyways, is it Q? Yeah. So he's like, oh, you can't. Once you got the nanotech on you, they never deactivate. Powered by what? I don't know. And then you can't cure it, right? You can't get rid of it. So freaking. You find out, so Bond's like, okay, whatever, I give up on, I die. Instead of trying to, like, maybe in the future they might have a way to get rid of it, right? Maybe they could just find out. So that part that make no sense. So they developed it. MI6, which I forgot to mention, it was the boss, the new M, is the one to develop it. So they wouldn't have a kill switch in there, right? Some backdoor. Granted, the guy that they've hired to design it was evil and whatever. That's number one rule when making a bioweapon that you think you're going to use for good. Don't have evil ex-Soviet spy, evil scientists that you hijack make it. Right? But, movie rule. But, yeah, as far as that goes, so cinematography, sound, and some of the action, I give it like a 8 out of 10 on that, just that alone. But the overall movie, it's definitely like it was a letdown. It was probably a 5 out of 10. I mean, you have to give it some points because of the cinematography, and some of the action scenes were pretty decent. Yeah, but other than that, 5 out of 10. Definitely it was better than the other Daniel Craig James Bond movies, except for Casino Royale. But those other movies, I think, personally, suck. So, that's just my thing. Except for, of course, like I said, the Casino Royale. But other than that, 5 out of 10. If you want to watch it, wait for Redbox or streaming. Don't go to the theater to watch this movie. I would wait for free on one of the streaming services if it ever comes out for free. Yeah, so that's my final take on that. If you like my video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm trying to make more movie videos. So the next movie review we're going to do is The Last Duel, which I watched this last weekend. So stay tuned for that. All right, thank you.